Hello, it's been a while. I don't really do talking videos, but it felt right for this one, so here we are, talking away as I unbox and test out my Christmas present to myself that I have been wanting for a decade. As a disclaimer, if you're here for a Huion review, that's not what this is, but I may make one in the future, who knows. This video particularly is more about the talking than what's happening on screen, but I do hope you also enjoy what you are watching. If by chance you did not notice, or if you're new, I took a break from social media. By the time this goes up, it will have been 5 months since my last YouTube video. In short, I took a break because I was burnt out and overwhelmed by everything happening in my life at the time. I had to do an audit of where I was spending my time and energy, and the only thing that wasn't a need necessarily was social media, so it was put on pause because it was the only thing that could be. On top of that, I also felt like I wasn't making the greatest or most authentic content anymore, and needed to take a step back to reevaluate everything. And that step back turned into 5 months. Since my last video in August, I have actually done a lot, so it wasn't necessarily a relaxing break. I started querying my novel, started writing another novel immediately after, started plotting a manga at the same time, started building my illustration portfolio from the ground up to only scrap it in November and replot it all again, did some commissions, worked a lot on improving my art skills, reevaluated my life and plans with social media, had a few existential crises, tried to lower my screen time, read lots, knit lots, fell back in love with art, and started to crave creation in a different form with social media again. So I decided it was about time to come back with a fresh new take on how I am approaching being a content creator while resisting the trap that is social media. Oh, and I'm also still going to school full-time while working part-time. But I'm taking a more balanced approach now, at least I hope. Which brings me to future plans for this channel and for this new year of 2026. Since the end of November, I've been getting very good big vibes from 2026. I don't know why or how to explain it, but I just feel like it's going to be the best year of my life so far, and I'm going to do the groundwork to make it so. A few things that I plan to work on this year include finishing my last full semester of my library diploma. I still have one more class after this year ends, but I'm barely counting it because it should be easy. I'm also going to attempt 2 fairly big art projects, one being to make a manga, and the other to complete my illustration portfolio. As I said, I had initially started building my portfolio from the ground up in August, and I got all the way to halfway of November before I decided to redo it again. I was rushing a lot to finish it before the end of 2025, and therefore was not making quality work. I also had my concept art and children's book portfolios smushed into one in an attempt to get it all done faster, which was a bad idea from the start and has thus been corrected. It was during this time that I also realized how lacking my art skills were, so I had a few mental breakdowns before I began working to improve my art, but that is for another video. This time, I've separated my concept art and children's book illustrations into 2 portfolios. For 2026, I will work on my concept art portfolio, and 2027 will be dedicated to my children's book portfolio. A year for each is much better than 5 months to cram both. As for the manga idea, I've been casually plotting it out over the last few months and would love to be able to say, in 2026 I made a manga. So here we are. I've made several comics in the past, so I know how much work goes into them. Therefore, instead of making the full manga this year, my goal is to simply make a pitch package, which includes a 7-page excerpt, a mock cover design, some character sheets, and all the fun plot-related stuff. My hope is to document and post bits and pieces of both of those big projects this year, as well as my continued work on querying my one novel, writing my other novel, finishing off my diploma, trying to do art as a career, and potentially a big move with moving vlogs? Potentially? Who knows what will happen. I have big goals for this year, and I really hope you will all join me for it. As always, be kind, have fun, stay creative, and enjoy the rest of this little video.
The longer I've waited, the more that I've tried. All the years that I've wasted trying to find it. smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. Early blue morning, when everything's cold, I see you running, all covered in gold. There's nothing else that eases my soul. I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been